Okay. Good afternoon and greetings to one and all. I, Dr. Shivakumar Vijayaraghavu, IAC convener, welcome you all for this Ideathon Award ceremony on behalf of our Honorable IAC President and Dean of Medical College, Dr. S.P. Rao sir. Ideathon, it is a nationwide idea solution competition for healthcare problems. It is of its kind because idea competitions in the name of hackathons are regularly conducted by the engineering colleges. But it is not of a regular type in medical institutions. Hence, we initiated this ideathon, and this event could serve as a seed to conduct such competitions in our institution and elsewhere. So we sincerely thank our Honorable IAC President for being a mastermind behind this great initiative. Thank you, sir. So a lot of background work has been done for this competition. Hence, it's noteworthy to highlight the efforts we started this brainstorming about this program last month, October 12th. Our IAC president invited all the HODs of each department in the medical college, and he explained to them about the concept. It's new to the medical institution. He explained the concept and requested everyone to give a problem, healthcare problem. So they all gave healthcare problems, and we had a steering committee which selected certain problems. Out of that, we selected 8 problems. So it's a lot of effort has been done from our end, and these problems has been selected, and then circulated last month, and then the participants from all over India sent their abstracts, and the abstracts has been scrutinized, and meritoriously selected by our selection committee. So it happened on November 7th, and today is the award ceremony for following it. So in this process, we have to say our sincere and heartfelt thanks to our IQAC coordinator, Professor and Head of Psychiatry, Dr. Ananda Reddy, and Medical Education Coordinator, Professor and Head General Surgery, Dr. Mahidha Reddy, for their help from the time of idea inception and all the stages throughout the process, whichever I explained so far. So they were, despite their busy schedule, they are always available and share their expertise. Without both of you, sir, this event would not happen. Thank you so much for both of you. And for the participants from outside, so we would like to inform that Institute Innovation Council exists only in one of the medical colleges in Andhra Pradesh. That is only us. It's Narayana Medical College. So this is a joint effort by all the other colleges within the campus, like medical college, dental college, physiotherapy, pharmacy, etc. And we sincerely thank all the HODs of each college. With this welcome note, I request all our dignitaries to come to the stage one after the other. To start with, I request our Honorable IAC President and Dean Dr. S.P. Rao sir to the dais. I invite Dental College Principal Dr. Ajay sir to the dais, please. I request our respected Medical Education Director, Dr. Mahidha Reddy sir to the stage, please. Soon IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Ananda Reddy will join us. So with this short note, I request our Honorable IAC President to give a presidential address.
Good morning to all of you. As has been explained, this ideathon is a novel idea as far as healthcare system is concerned. In healthcare, we are all accustomed to work in a closed box. So we would like to stimulate your thinking and think of solutions which are out of textbooks and out of journals. So some of the responses which we got, though it is a nationwide competition, so the responses are not so encouraging. I blame mainly because of the kind of education which we are receiving, right from primary education to the higher education. we are not encouraging young minds to explore and expand. We are restricting them to limit themselves to the textbooks and then for the examinations. We are not trying to stimulate and ignite their minds to think differently. And if you think differently, various solutions are available and various solutions can be thought of, and which, these solutions can be made practicable or feasible. If you look at the health status of India, though we boast that we are improving over the last 75 years, but still there are a large number of problems. And the major problem still remains infectious diseases. And when the infectious diseases are under control, the non-infectious diseases like diabetes, hypertension, cancer, they're on the upper side, they are increasing. So India is now facing a double-edged burden. We have large number of infectious diseases as well as non-infectious diseases. And diabetes is going to engulf half of the Indian population. Why this is happening? Why can't we do something which is not described in the textbooks? So with this idea, we discussed with the heads of the departments, and they have narrated some of the practical problems which they have, for which there's no standard solutions that is available. So we circulated these problems to various institutions and asked their responses, and the responses are not so encouraging. So because this is the first time we are doing this, I don't expect a great response, but it's stimulative. So at least people start thinking about that besides their routine education, they have to think of various other solutions. I'll be, it's so painful to work in health because the problems that are there before independence, the pre-independence, they are still existing with us, even with 75 years of so much of independence and freedom to work. We are unable to tackle these problems. And one of the major problems is regarding reproductive health, regarding child health. So these are the problems where every time we think of these problems, we are depressed. What are we doing? Why we are unable to penetrate and then find solutions for these problems? And especially in Andhra Pradesh, the child health problem is a major obstacle to achieve universal health. Our objective as professionals which are related to health, our objective is to make each and every citizen of India a healthy citizen. So if you want that, we have to offer what we call it as universal health care. So universal health care will be able to improve the health of people. So how can we offer universal health care? Some of the healthcare problems are sophisticated and may not be feasible at the peripheral areas. So the Ideathon is mainly to stimulate you. How can we take healthcare to the most peripheral area, which can be affordable and which can be translated into improving health? So I congratulate all the participants who had participated in this Ideathon, and don't be depressed if you are not selected for this, but your idea has been noted down, and we would like to explore this idea further. The winners of this idea competition, what I suggest is, this is an idea and this idea need to be transformed into reality, and it can be made into a prototype. We are here to help you out. We have identified mentors for this idea. So with the working closely with the mentors, you can make into a prototype, and then see how it works in the hospital environment. So once it works, then we would like to convert it into a commercial idea. So you are a budding entrepreneur. So where you will be able to say that under your name, you will be able to patent one good idea or one good instrument under your name. So this is the ultimate which we would like to achieve. So once again, I congratulate all the participants as well as the winners of this competition. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And I request Dr. Ajay sir, Principal of Dental College and Hospital, to share a few words with students.
A very good morning to one and all. I'd firstly like to appreciate the efforts that have been taken by Dr. Shivakumar Venkatragolu. He's been working really quite hard, I believe, in trying to put together the Institution Innovation Council. And so he's been, after all, heads of institution, so after us continuously for, supporting him. And I think we have been able to support you also in that manner. And this Ideathon is a really good thing that they have come up with for youngsters, especially to think out of the box, like sir was saying, and not to have standard solutions for your problems or textbook solutions for your problems, to look at something that is more innovative and more economical and readily available. I was going through one of the abstracts or the winning abstract, and I found it a quite novel concept that one of them has come up with. So I think, yes, there are solutions that are simple, but have not been thought of. So that reminded me of an anecdote where they were brainstorming over a problem to find a solution for a problem. And then one of them, I'm sure all of you all must have heard about this. So one of them got up and said, give it to the laziest person to find a solution. And in no time, the person gave the solution. So because he wanted it to be a very simple mechanism of working out. I mean, I'm not going to say that all of y'all are lazy or all of us are lazy over here, but I just want to point out that there are simple solutions out there that we just need to find them and apply them in the right kind of an environment to get the desired results that we require. So I would like to congratulate all the participants who have taken part in this Ideathon, and also a special congratulations to the winners. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request our Medical Education Director, Dr. Mahidra Reddy sir, to motivate our students.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, my sincere thanks to Dr. Shivakumar Garu and Dr. our Dean SP Rao sir, because they are the people behind this Institute Innovation Council. So this is new to Narayana. So they have started this one. Maybe down the lane, we expect down the lane, maybe 5 or 10 years, we want this institute to flourish, giving new ideas to the society. See, to say not exactly, some 100 million years ago, so there was this caveman. So one night he got an idea. So there was an idea to how to travel to the other place. So then he thought of designing a wheel. So now what we are today is mainly because of the idea of a caveman, which happened 100 years ago. So there was an idea to treat the disease or heal the disease. The medicine has started. So there was an idea to travel, to communicate. So the engineering and communications have started. So there was an idea to see that there won't be any hunger. So you have the agriculture. So that way, behind every branch you see, there was an idea. So the idea is the one which has brought us today. So it's rightly said that the greatest weapon or the greatest thing a man can possess is nothing but an idea. You have an idea, it will take you to anywhere. Now, if you see the country like US, so where it produces a lot of entrepreneurs, so it is an idea to communicate. So today you have this Elon Musk, or you have Mark Zuckerberg, or any other entrepreneur. So it is an idea which started, which was nurtured in their brain, and today we are enjoying the fruits of that one. See, but off late, what is happening in today's modern world is you have a lot of information. So everywhere information, you take your phone, there is information, you switch on the TV, everywhere there is information. So you are so fed with information, there is no time to think. So all you are doing is assimilating information. You switch on a TV, you see something, you take your Android phone, some new video will be posted, some new post. So you are so much flurry of information is there. A lot of us are just assimilating the information, but you need to have an idea to create or design a new thing. So that is why the innovation encouragement has started. So our people, Narayana Medical College has rightly, right in the neck of the time, they have grabbed this opportunity and they have started this institution, Innovation Council, to nurture, to ignite the young minds to come up with new creative ideas. So maybe this is the first time we got only little response. Next time, like I said, down the line or 5 or 10 years, we will be giving a lot of innovative ideas to the society. And this is, though whatever little participation is there, we have selected a few interesting ones, which they will be very shortly presenting and we'll be giving awards to them. So my request to all of you, think of an idea, anything, whatever you get, any idea. So try to develop that one. So that will take you and you will be giving something to your generation to think of. And again, I thank our Dean SP Rao sir and ARC HOD Dr. Shivakumar Garu, because these two are the people behind this program. Right. Thank you.
I invite IQAC coordinator, Dr. Ananda Reddy sir, to share a few words.
Good afternoon, everybody. Actually, this is the first year we have started this. Even though it is a short tenure and short duration, we are surprised to see a good number of ideas from different medical colleges and different students. Some are even, they don't belong to medical college also. So maybe we expect more number of ideas next year. And I would like to congratulate the winners and don't be disheartened with the result, because always failure is the stepping stone to success. Everybody says this. So if you fail once, you will rebound with increased vigor. So not to get disheartened, try to explore more things. As Dr. Mahidhar said, you create your own ideas, because it is the idea which costs enormous. If you have a one really good idea, you can become whatever you want. You can become a millionaire, you can become world famous person, because we are right now not having adequate ideas. We are only having information. So I request all to participate with more enthusiasm in the next year Ideathon and make it a grand event. Thank you. I thank ARC coordinator Vijay Kumar Garu for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, dignitaries. So, our Dean, Dr. SP Rao sir, was the mastermind behind this Ideathon program. He deserves a big round of applause. Can I have one, please, for him? And nowadays, you know, like if you ask someone to do some work, they will negotiate their work to someone else. But being highly occupied, both Dr. Mahidhar Reddy sir and Dr. Anand Reddy sir, they came forward, thought about this potential of this Ideathon program, and they were hand in hand with us, helped in all the situations. They deserve a big round of applause. Can I have one, please, for them? Thank you. So I request all the dignitaries on the dais to be off the dais, so that the prize winners can do their presentation, which will be followed by the award. The first prize winner of this Ideathon program is Miss P.V. Janvi. She is from Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, Tirupati. And I will request her to do her presentation. Post her presentation, our dignitaries, Dr. SP Rao sir and Dr. Ajay sir, will award the presentation to the student.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Jahnavi from Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, Tirupati, pursuing my master's in biotechnology. And now here I am going to present about my topic, eco-friendly and biodegradable bandages made from jackfruit. So as we know that blisters are bubbles that pop up when fluid collects in pockets under the top layer of skin. And these contains pus, blood, or the clear watery pot of blood that is nothing called serum. And generally to cover these blisters, we use bandages which are made up of plastic. So our main idea is to create the bandages which are eco-friendly and it is extracted from jackfruit. A problem of using band-aids made from plastic are they are made up of plastic made of PVC, polyethylene, and polyurethane, and they may or may not be waterproof and harmful to the environment, and it takes years to degrade. And our main solution is the band-aid made from jackfruit, and it has high amount of cellulose and rich in nutrients like carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, and it is anti-inflammatory and antifungal, and it has high productivity, and it is easily available, and the presence of phytochemicals like carotenoids, flavonoids, and volatile sterols. So the process involved is, first the high quality cellulose was extracted and it was combined with glycerol. Organic molecules were added and it was produced from baker's yeast. And this makes the bandage deadly to bacteria and it makes them moist, and it can prevent the dry skin conditions like eczema, and the patch keeps the skin hydrated. And the pros of this is it is biocompatible, non-toxicity, and ability to rehydrate the wound bed and facilitate autolytic debridement, and cheaper than other bandages. And the cons are it is non-adherent sometimes, high moisture content, and absorptive capacity is sometimes limited and not suitable for wound with high exudates. And this is about my idea. And thank you for holding, for giving this golden opportunity. And go green and go live green. Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, I request our Honorable IAC President, Dr. S.P. Rao sir, and Dental College Principal, Dr. Ajay sir, to honor the student with first prize. Now I request the second prize winner, Miss Utika. She is a first year MBBS student from Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education and Research, Porur, Chennai. I request her to give her presentation.
Good afternoon. Firstly, I thank Narayana Medical College for giving me this opportunity, because in my friends group, in my family, I'm known to have very weird ideas. By this ideathon, I was able to present it in a nice way, and I was when I came to the college, the dean sir talked to me, and like Biju sir talked to me, Dr. Biju sir talked to me. And I was very happy with how they interacted with me and how they thought that I should go on with it and make like go on with research when I grow up. Thank you for that. Now, the problem I chose was compound comminuted fracture with severe bone loss. Firstly, when we take any problem, generally in the world, we see a lot of successful solutions which we derive from nature. Let's see, from flights that we derive from birds, and Velcro that we derive from, like, we got the idea from geckos. So I got my idea from the hard callus that forms on top of bone when bone heals. So if you didn't know, compound fractures are fractures that in which the bone breaks and the bone particles, like the bone comes out of the skin. And comminuted fractures are those in which the bone is broken into more than 2 pieces. The compound, comminuted, and the severe bone loss creates a very big problem when we want to regenerate such a big amount of bone loss. So this is my basic structure for what I wanted to create. So there is outside a sphere of polylactic acid or polyglycolic acid sphere, which is reinforced with carbon nanotube enmeshing. Usually when they treat fractures like this, they screw the 2 sides of the bone. Let's say like the tibia is broken here. They screw 2 sides of the bone and attach like a metal plate across it. This might cause a lot of infection directly into the bone marrow and might cause a lot of pain for the person. And in a lot of cases, they are percutaneous, as in the screw will be coming outside. So there's a lot of chance for infection. I wanted to prevent that. And then inside the sphere, you can see the collagenous, in between the bones, you can see a collagenous mesh that I wanted to create. So if you see generally in bones, there is a normal framework of collagenous tissue filaments, over which there is a calcium phosphate deposition, which makes it strong. I wanted to emulate that. And then outside it will be a cylinder of sterile reabsorbable hemostatic gelatin. So this will prevent the active blood flow that's happening to create the bone inside the collagenous mesh from coming outside and creating more infections. So basically, I wanted to tackle 3 problems: support, infection, and accelerating bone growth. Firstly, support. I wanted to reduce the usage of percutaneous screws and plates because of the increased infection. The design that I've made, it will be outside the bone. The sphere will be outside the bone, but it'll be inside the tissue. So even if you saw someone with this kind of treatment, you wouldn't be able to notice that they had such a big problem, and their recovery will be quite much faster. And then I've created the outer structure as a sphere to help distribute the pressure evenly. If you see, I have made a PLA PGA sphere reinforced with carbon nanotube enmeshing. Just the PLA PGA sphere is actually quite enough if you want to treat maybe arm bones or like the humerus tibia or something like that. But if you want to go for the femur, you do need quite more support because it holds a lot of pressure. So I wanted to give carbon nanotube enmeshing because in normal cases, as I said, the screws and plates, they have titanium. The titanium can withstand about 170 megapascals. The carbon nanotube here can withstand 3 times, as in 3 times the amount of pressure that normally titanium can withstand. And the advantage to using PLA PGA sphere is that the body will not reject it. If we use titanium, the body has a higher chance of rejecting it. I have referred an article in the references, so if you want to go through it. And then infection prevention. So in case, if there is an infection in my in the sphere or anything, I will be preventively giving local antibiotics to prevent such things because we do not want to take any chances. And the outer sphere will also be made out of the microbial embedded medical grade PLA PGA to further that. And then promoting accelerated bone growth. There'll be a filamentous collagenous mesh, as I already mentioned. There will also be delivery of calcium phosphate locally via aquasomes at regular time intervals to accelerate bone growth. On delivery of the calcium phosphate, the aquasomes will degrade, so we will not have any issue of that creating any problem. The filaments embedded with this, the collagenous mesh will be embedded with stem cells, which will be differentiated into osteoblasts to accelerate bone growth. These are my references. Thank you.
Thank you, Yutika. It is very nice presentation. And as she mentioned, PLA and PLGA are biodegradable polymers. They will be used in the citric acid cycle in the body, So yeah, so I request our Honorable IAC President, Dr. S.P. Rao sir, Medical Education Coordinator, and IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Anand Reddy sir, Maida Reddy sir, also to award the student.
Just a minute, I will show a 3D, like it's a crude 3D model of what I have come up with. So this, the inside will be the collagenous mesh. The outside will be the hemostatic gelatin. The outside will be the PLA PGA sphere along with the carbon nanotube enmeshing. Thank you.
Because most of the interns are here, doctors are here. See, you could have seen in orthopedic wards. So whenever there is bone loss, so they will be going for Ilizarov technique, where a circumferential, plates and screw system will be there. The bone will be stretched. As the bone is stretched, 1 millimeter growth you will be getting 1 or 2 days. So it's a very cumbersome one. You have seen patients with a circumferential, a big metallic screws and plates, they are walking with difficulty. So this is a great idea where instead of that cumbersome one, a simple, the PGA, whatever material is there, it looks very innovative one. And the time taken for the bone growth is, so it takes 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. So till that time, with this type of device, patient can ambulate, he can walk freely, thus preventing hospital-acquired secondary infections. So if he wears a Ilizarov device and he simply lies in the bed, again, he may go for bed sores or DVT or consolidation, all these problems will be there. So it looks like a very great idea. So that's why it was selected. And of course, even the first one, it's a simple solution. In surgery wards, will be doing a lot of dressings. Wherever you put a plaster, blisters will come, patient will have a lot of pain, these blisters will get again infected. So that is why these two things were selected, keeping in mind the practicality and the future perspectives of these two ideas. Right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I invite Dr. Syed Farooq, the third prize winner, for his presentation. Before he starts, I have to congratulate the endocrinology department and Dr. Sunanda ma'am for any competition we announce. This is the second competition we are announcing. They are the only participants from our college. So we thank you so much, ma'am, for encouraging your students and making them participate. I request Dr. Syed Farooq to take.
respected Dean and dignitaries, and my dear colleagues. My topic is nosocomial infections, how to reduce effectively with the aid of medical devices, methods, tools, and apps. I'm first year PG in Department of Endocrinology. Before going in detail about nosocomial infection or healthcare infection, we should know what is healthcare acquired infections. These are infections occurring in a patient in a hospital or other healthcare facility in whom the infection was not present or incubating at the time of admission. As per WHO, healthcare associated infections accounts for 2 million cases and about 80,000 deaths per year worldwide. The situation is much worse in India. As per the study by Dr. Victor Rosenthal by International Nosocomial Infections Control Consortium published in 2015, in which they studied 40 hospital ICUs in India, there were about 10.6 cases of catheter associated urinary tract infection per 1,000 urinary catheter days, and were about 10.4 ventilator associated pneumonia cases per 1,000 mechanical ventilatory days, and 7.92 central line associated bloodstream infections per 1,000 central line days. So for that, we need to have certain ideas. So what novel ideas we can do? I tried to develop a software for nosocomial infection, SONIC. SONIC is surveillance of nosocomial infections in critical care. It is a semi-automated electronic surveillance software for monitoring and collecting data of nosocomial infections in critical care settings of hospital. These has to be developed and managed by Infectious Disease Control Committee. We have targeted critical care because there will be maximum cases of procedures and infections in a critical care setting. That's why we need to target a critical care setting. That's the logo of the software for SONIC. Next, coming to the procedures. From our undergraduate days and post-graduation, we know how to do a procedure for a central line and how to put a catheter. But those things are restricted to logbooks. Those things has to be like how to place a catheter and central line on mannequin should be part of internal assessment in undergraduate and postgraduate days, rather than restricting it to logbooks, because these are the most common infections for hospital acquired infections. This is an era of social media. More than studying, we see YouTube videos, Facebook, and Twitter. So we have to develop short videos on sepsis bundle approach and catheter insertion procedure and catheter site care, then surgical site care to prevent nosocomial infection among healthcare workers. After collecting all the data, we should not just keep quiet. There should be an inter-hospital collaboration. We should conduct an online webinars, workshops, and telemedicine with the institutes having infectious disease department every 3 months once. A newer idea of CPM meet. We know CPC, but CPM has a very important concept of managing the hospital acquired infection. Monthly once, clinical, pharmacological, and microbiology meet should be conducted, and in which we discuss a difficult or interesting cases. We know that we are punished, but there is a newer idea for rewarding the healthcare workers who are actively involved in preventing nosocomial infections. The rewards can be just best outgoing student, or it could be a reward in PhonePe or a Google Pay. That will encourage
healthcare workers for actively participating and preventing nosocomial infections. Save lives, clean your hands. Thank you. At last, I like to thank Dean, our Sunanda Madam, who will be always encouraging us, and my polite and helpful seniors, and our enthusiastic colleague. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Syed, for it. Any questions from anyone? So is the Sonic software you made it? Is your
Concept.
it's a concept.
Soft concept.
Okay. Okay.
It's a semi-automated, sir. If we have a electronic medical record system, then we can develop a fully automated thing. But as we have this pencil and paper documentation thing, that's why there is a semi-automated method where the data entry operator will collect the data from the patient details in ICU and laboratory details from a lab and microbiology. They will collect the data and compile it.
Thank you. So I request our Dean, Dr. S.P. Rao sir, and Medical Education Coordinator and IQAC Coordinator to award the Dr. Syed Farooq.
There are large number of electronic solutions for medical problems. Basically, I like the idea, but the problem with any electronic software is the human element. Human element is we have introduced electronic health records or the case papers and inpatients as well as outpatients. But somebody has to enter the data. Who will enter the data? And medical people, I must tell you, they are reluctant. They feel that they are demigods, and then they don't want to type anything on the computer. So unless somebody types it, so how can we get the data? And I tell you, nosocomial infections in India, nobody has documented. I don't know how much of nosocomial infections are happening, how many medical errors are happening in medical institutions. There is no documentation at all. So if at all there is some kind of mechanism to detect nosocomial infections, it must be an automatic. We should be able to eliminate the human interference into the detection of nosocomial infections. Say, for instance, we will be keeping an agar plate in operation theaters and wards to find out whether it is sterile environment or non-sterile environment. So that plate will be collected by XYZ and it will be sent for culture and then see whether there is any cultivable organisms or not. So there is a human element. So this human element should be completely eliminated. So how can we eliminate that? If your software can give certain solutions for elimination of this human element, then it will be the best one where we can say that we will be doing something towards elimination of nosocomial infections. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Syed can receive the award from the dignitaries. As a part of our IAC activity, we need to have some group photos. So I request the dignitaries to stay on the stage, and I request all the winners to come to the dais with their certificate and the award to have a group photo. Group ఫోటోనే కదా రండి. You three stand here. So much. I take privilege to thank our organization, Narayana Medical College, for this great opportunity. You can see the outreach of this Ideathon program. Even we started this year and we circulated and we see there is a student, first year MBBS student came from Ramchandra to present it. And lot of ideas we received from Ramchandra and other medical institutions. I sincerely thank our IAC President, Dr. S.P. Rao sir. And I sincerely thank IQAC coordinator, Dr. Anand Reddy sir and Dr. Maidha Reddy sir, and all the IAC members, staffs and students, and also our nursing college faculties, dental college faculties, and physiotherapy and pharmacy, and all other faculties who are with us. Thank you one and all. And I thank all the participants who took this train to come all the way to Narayana Medical College. I hope you enjoy your time in our campus. Thanks. Thank you.